Howdy, everybody. So, Life Lesson Friday for Cinco de Mayo 2023. I know it's a little late, but a couple of different things happened today which made me think about, who gets the credit? And specifically, a lot of what society wants us to do is to take credit for doing something, right? Um, we hear often about somebody who goes to get a promotion or goes to do something at work, a project or something, and it's like, oh, my boss took the credit, or this coworker took the credit for something I did. And you get yourself all up in a tizzy and an uproar, and you get all upset about it. But in reality, a lot of things in life, it really doesn't matter who gets the credit. And I heard one of my athletes today that signed to go to college and compete in college in cross country and track. When at her signing day, when she was given the mic and given the opportunity to, like talk about her experiences and whatever happened and whatever she wanted to say, really, because it was open floor at that point. And she said, I didn't do any of this. It was all God's doing, and God gave me the ability. God put the plan in place. God put the coaches in place. Um, it was all God doing it. And to me, that's the truth. And a lot of times, from a coaching standpoint, I have another athlete that is competing in their college conference track meet this weekend, and she made the finals of her event. So that finals is tomorrow. And was talking to her dad a little bit ago, and he was like, just tell her what to do. Make sure she knows the strategy, make sure she knows, pump her up, do all the things you do. Um, and I was like, yeah, but I'm like, I don't do it. It's, God gives me the words. Has given me the talent to be able to do these things and to be able to share these things. And I don't care who gets the credit. And that's, the same girl that did her signing day today. She when she finished and everybody got up to take pictures and do all the, everybody came out, and there was a big crowd from the whole, like, most of the student body was there. Um, and she apologized for not saying anything about me specifically. And I said, I don't care. That's not that, like, I appreciate it, but, like, I don't need to be acknowledged. That's not what this is about. This is your moment. And, it's not, to me, about who gets credit for doing what, because all I'm here to be is a tool that God uses to impact somebody's life. And I was talking to a guest on, recorded an episode on my podcast today, and that's the one thing I said to him, and we talked about it during the podcast too, is that if if the podcast episode that I recorded with him, when it comes out at the end of May, if it impacts one person, that's all that matters. If it can change one person's life, now, I mean, shoot, it'd be great if it did more than that, right? Obviously. But if it can impact one person's life, then it's done its job. And that's not my credit. That's not his credit. That's God saying, I'm going to put the right person in place at the right time to hear this. And if we allow ourselves to be used in that way, um, then it really doesn't matter who gets the credit. And so, arguing over, is it me that gets the credit for it? Is it, uh, you? Is it somebody else? None of that matters. It's, did the person improve their life? Did the person's life change for the better? Like, that's what matters. And if I'm able to help impact that in some person's life, then quite honestly, all the glory to God. Like, because He's using me and giving me the words to say and helping me with getting the avenue to be able to be strong enough to say the things, and to be strong enough and disciplined enough to live the life that hopefully is inspiring. And I know it is, because I've heard people say it is, and I'm not saying that in a bragging way or to take the credit, because it's not. It's He's given me the strength to be able to do that, to be able to say, this is your avenue, this is what you're going to do, stick to this avenue, stay in this zone. Like, don't go over there and do this other stuff that looks appealing and looks fun. And no, this is where this is my zone, and I'm going to stay in this zone, and I'm going to keep bringing it to you, and I'm going to keep bringing it because it's impacting people's lives, and that's what matters. And I'm not here to take the credit for it because it's not my credit. It's not mine to take. I want you to improve your life. I want you to have a more impactful life in your community, in your area. Like, that's what it's about. It's about, can you make a difference in your life and in other people's lives around you? And if we do that as a society, as a community, as a world, as a human being, we will all be better off for it. We will all be better off for it. But if we don't do that and we worry about who's taking the credit and we're selfish about it and we're trying to make sure that we get our kudos for it, then we become very much an abrasive society. We're fighting each other. We're upset with each other. We're depressed about not having what other people have, and all those negative things and things that we're not going to do well with. And so stop worrying about who takes credit. Stop worrying about who gets the credit. Stop worrying about who gets the kudos and who gets the da 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 da. Like, if you're not happy where you're at because there's a toxic environment, change your environment. But don't go out there and try and take credit for something. Like, even if you did it, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if credit's given, hey, that's great, right? It's great. We all want to be recognized. We all want to be, like, acknowledged for the things that we've done. But it's not to go out and grab and take. If somebody wants to give you credit for that, that's great. Why don't you give credit to somebody else for something and see how it changes and impacts your life and their life? And so that's Life Lesson Friday for today. I know some of y'all might not see this until Saturday. Sorry, it came a little late. We had quite a busy day, as you could hear all the different things that I mean, that's just a couple of the things I got to do today. So it was a fun day. It was a big day. Looking forward to the weekend. So I hope everybody had or is having a great Cinco de Mayo. Be safe out there, and we'll talk to you soon.